MX2 class, doing the British Championship, the MX2T and the MX Nationals. Two-strokes kind of bike that I've always grew up on and always loved, so thought I'd jump back on that and give it a go. I've fell in love with it ever since. I've waited for the two-stroke obviously being allowed in MX2, and with the British they've let it happen this year, or last year, but they're going in, so we didn't get to ride it. But this year's the first year they've let the two-stroke in, so looking forward to racing the British Championship on the MX2 bike in class and seeing how I get on. The disadvantages, I think it's not as good in sand, but in hard pack it probably grips a bit more and better in hard pack than it is in sand. Where sand it spins a little bit more, I would say, than the tracks. Four-stroke will track a bit more in sand, so it relax a bit in sand, but in hard pack I think it gains. Riding's different on a two-stroke than a four-stroke. Obviously you have to keep it going a lot more into corners and around them, where four-strokes the power's already madly there. Line choice, obviously the same kind of lines as a four-stroke, but as you say, you have to try and keep it singing. My goal would be, obviously, to try and be top 3 in the British Championship would be really nice. I know it's going to be difficult because there's a lot of good riders and there's a lot of young up-and-coming snappers, isn't there? But you have to set your goals quite high, and I would like to be top 3 if I could. Yeah, obviously, I keep on saying every year this is going to be last year, but this is going to be last year as a pro rider. I'm going to obviously do my own thing, and you might see you still do an odd 1 or 2 myself, but I've got my little lad to concentrate on now and put a bit of time into him, and I still love riding, so I still want to ride. I'm coming to 40 in June, so getting on now. Yeah, the Euros I enjoy doing. The tracks are really good, the atmosphere is really good with racing with the MX1 lot and watching them. Just this year I think there's only 3 rounds, which is a shame at the moment. Hopefully it might change. We've got Lommel, which I really like, Lockett, and there's one in Turkey, but hopefully they'll change the Turkey one to a bit closer, because it's meant to be an affordable championship, but with Turkey and it's an expensive one. I think they like the way I never give up and always give 100%, and I think I'm always pushing till the end, and I think they like watching us. They probably more like us watching us come through the pack than obviously out in front. Oh, it's an awesome feeling listening the national anthem. Obviously, it's for your country, you know what I mean. It is a real honour to obviously hear all that, and to get that #1 spot and do that, it's great at the GPs.
27, getting quite old, aren't I now? Knocking on a bit. I need to pull my finger out. Yeah, well, obviously moving on to not a new team for me. I've rode for this team before, and honestly I can't express how grateful I am for the team for the opportunity. Really, I've been real good friends with obviously Adi and Nicky. Obviously, even when I wasn't riding for him, just stayed real close with him. And yeah, this opportunity came along, and I basically couldn't not turn it down. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving life, having real good time on the bike. I've got a real good setting with the bike now, and yeah, I can't wait to get racing. My goal is I want to be up there, I want to be pushing for wins, and I know I'm capable of it. I've definitely got the bike to do it, and yeah, just want to be up there, podiums, pushing for wins when I can, and yeah. It's the British Championship, there's some real good names in it. Obviously, you've got Dylan moved up into MX1 now, Sean, Koulas, there's a lot of big names up there, but I've proved it before, and I know in myself I can do it. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. I've shown over the last couple of years, like my starts have been really good, which is a massive part of the race. You know, getting up there off the start, it helps out massively. But yeah, my strengths, I'd just say, just quite consistent. We've had a real good winter, just testing quite a lot of things. We've got a real good engine now. I think we've got a better engine than what we did over the last couple of years. Mark at MJW's done a real good job on the motors, and obviously I can't thank him enough for his help. And Along with K-Tech with the suspension, we've done a lot of suspension testing, trying all sorts. And yeah, I'm real happy with where we are with that as well. Like I said, I think it's the best bike I've had. Well, I think it's the best bike I've had, to be fair, with obviously the engine and the suspension and the whole package really. So I've got the tools to do it, it's just on me now. I prefer sand tracks. If I don't know, I've just grown up riding like places like this, like sand, and like over in Belgium, like majority of my riding that I've ever done has been in sand. So I prefer like the sand tracks, like Desert Martin's a good track. Obviously Blackshaw's good. I had obviously a race win there, so I can't say that's not a good track because I love it around there. Canada Heights, there's a lot of good tracks. Like I say, generally like the deeper the track is, the more I like it. But yeah.
Yeah, obviously last year, the end of last year, I went privateer, and then a deal came up with Rob Hooper to race all the British Championship, MX Nationals and Bridgestone. And obviously he's a great bloke to work with, and it's a great opportunity for me. So I'll be racing all those championships, and it's just, I just want to get some good races under my belt and just gain some confidence back and get back to my old self and start winning some races, hopefully. My recent past, obviously, I was with Kawasaki for 6 years, on a 250 for 4 years, and then halfway through last year I switched up to a KTM and finished the last half of that season on one. I was suffering with a knee injury and a shoulder injury, so I missed the first few races, which I'd planned to do, but got to the last round of the MX Nationals, and I managed to get my first pro win, which was great, and then just trying to keep the ball rolling for this year, basically. Well, I'd never ridden a Yam properly up until when I went on to Rob's team. But obviously I've rode Kawasaki for a long time, so I've got that Japanese frame experience. So as soon as I got back on it, I gelled with it straight away, and yeah, I love it. It's a great bike. I can't really find many faults with it, and I'm pleased with it. It's good working with Rob. It's his 30-year anniversary this year, so he brings a lot of experience to the table, and he's a great bloke to work with. He provides the equipment, and I've just got to do the job, which helps a lot for me, because the past few years I've been just prepping my own bikes and racing and just doing everything myself, basically. So it's nice to have someone believe in me and want to help me go all the way and try and win some races.
Last year we were pretty much doing the same as what we were supposed to do. The MX Nationals, Bridgestone and the British Championship. But obviously that all got cancelled. So yeah, we'll try again this year. You can learn so much from Rob and the team. They always want to help, and yeah, it's brilliant to be with them. Just pushes you every day, and that really helps. Yeah, riding and just technique and speed and everything. Top 5 in the Bridgestone and MX Nationals would be really good. And then the British obviously will have a few more riders from the GPs and that, but I think top 10 is definitely achievable. They went to the 450 chassis, and I think the engine had changed a little bit, yeah. It's really good, yeah, real strong engine, and it handles really good like it did last year, the handling of the bike, corners, and yeah, it's really good.
You know, I enjoy working with riders and trying to mould riders, trying to pass on whatever I've learnt over the years. You know, from my own experiences as a rider, you know, I know what it's like to go on a start line and what you feel when you're on a start line with good riders, and how daunting it can be. You know, and any concerns and things that they have, I've probably experienced them myself. So, you know, you always think it's unusual to you, but when you talk about it, you find out that most people are experiencing those same concerns and nervous moments. So, you know, it's just really trying to get that across. You learn different things about what people do riding and what will make riders better and how to train to be a better rider. You know, it doesn't just happen, and to be in the top 5 of British Championship, top 3 MX Nationals, for each rider to have the best year they've ever had, that would be, I would feel that we've achieved something. You know, if they both go at the end of this year feel that this has been their best year, then I've got to be happy with that.
British and MXGP, almost all of them, apart from the flyaways, and I'm not doing Russia either. It's literally me and my brother and my dad, and obviously mum and girlfriend, but pretty much just the brother and the dad and the rider setup this year. It's working for us though. It did us well last year, so I don't know if nowadays it don't come down to the rider ability much. It's more your wallet, but it depends really. If I have a stellar ride, I think I should turn some heads, but it's down to me, and we'll see what happens this year. I work closely with Multitech Performance, and he sorts me out. So the bikes are a lot better this year than they were last year, and we're always moving forward with that stuff. It was quite hard, just in the suspension department as well. You know, they've got all that knowledge behind them. They've done this GP stuff a lot longer than I have. So like the setup of the bike, the sprockets, this and that, you know, it's not all about the engine sometimes, it's a lot to do with the chassis and all that stuff. So currently I've got the KYB from Technical Touch. A lot of people give me a lot of stick for it because they say I should be running WP, but I prefer the KYB. A great year, I want to win it. Yeah, I think it's not out of my reach this year. I think it's definitely doable. So that's what I'm aiming for in the British. And then GP wise, I want to be in top 10, top 15 consistently. You know, I need to score some good points this year. I got a lot of practice last year, so this year's the go big or go home sort of year, you know. I age out this year, so I'm 22 now. I'll be 23 at the end of this year, and then I'll be in the big boy class hopefully next year. The moustache. See, it was like a lockdown thing between me and my brother. So we just decided to try grow one, and I just like it, so I've stuck with it. I had it tinted at one point, it was nice and brown, but I thought, I'll leave it ginger, you know. I like it.
I'm riding the TC250. I'm going to do the Revo British Championship and the MX Nationals. I'm going to ride MX2, so the new rule obviously allows us to ride a 2-stroke in MX2. It'll be I know you can't really call it a year last year, but it'll be my 2nd year on the 2-stroke, so I had a little bit longer to get used to the bike. I got to the point where I started getting to grips with the bike, and I went to the Scottish Championship at DUNN's and caught my leg just slightly wrong in a rut, and I broke my fibula. So that put an end to the season, shortened the season even more than what it already was, and yeah, just put a bit of a downer on it really. But got fixed up, got back riding again sort of December time. I haven't had a fantastic winter, but I've done enough. We had our first round at Hawkstone yesterday for the British Masters, and I'm there or thereabouts, so I'm excited for the start of the season now.
You're right, always having a good day. Any day on the bike is a good day. Stuart Edmonds, I'm 30 years. Actually, that's wrong, I'm 32 years. I'm actually 33 in May. As you probably all know, I've just come back from Spain. I'm home about 4 weeks now, back in Ireland. And I probably rode twice since being back home. So it's nice to come here and get out on the bike the last 3 days and just really enjoy it. And today was an amazing day. Great setup, nice to see everybody's faces again. Lovely to have the track prepped and get as rough as it did. So yeah, it's great all there. Yeah, so this year we're going to do the MX Nationals and the British Championship. So obviously I want to be a contender this year. I don't want to be back of the pack. I've been focusing so much into putting everything into this year, all my training. I've just pumped everything I have into staying in Spain and just getting as much time on the bike as possible. So I'm confident, I'm keen to do well and turn some heads, and I want to be a top 5 contender and be on the podium as much as I can.
I'm racing the British Championship, the MX2 class, for a People's Cavana again, riding a 252 stroke, so yeah, looking forward to it. It's only a couple of weeks away now. So as has been like the COVID here, there ain't been a fat lot of riding going on, but we've been back going a month now, so starting to log some hours, and still a couple of weeks away to put some more time in, but hopefully get the first few races out of the way, and then we can start going back to riding normal. So yeah, looking forward to it all.
Tracks on there that I like. There's only one I don't like, and there's 2 I haven't rode, so it's not too bad. I'm pretty stoked on it really. And yeah, the competition this year from previous years, I think it's rather stacked. Like, there's a lot of people there, and there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of champions, so anyone on a good day is a good rival, so we'll see how it goes. I'm stoked on the way the bike handles. I feel like I can ride feet on the pegs and stand up and just turn when I want, which is something a lot different, so I'm really enjoying it. No, I like the Spinky English. I love a Tesco's, I can't deny that. Like, compared to supermarkets in Europe, like a Tesco's, it's like a day out, you know.
So many concussions in my career, I was told by a professional it was sort of time to knock the race on the head and sort of try and maybe follow something different, a little bit safer. So I took his advice and did pretty much, you know, stop riding. That was kind of it for me. But then after some time off, I realised how much I missed it, and I kind of wanted to just give it a go. And I felt sort of recovered from having over a year off the riding. And then Mark approached me with a deal to ride this year on the 450 again. So it was yeah, something that I couldn't turn down really. For me, I'm very smooth. I like to always. Probably my downside is if I do make mistakes, I'm sort of thinking about it too much and dwell on it rather than just trying to move on. So it's I always like to try and ride smooth and sort of stylish in a way if I can do. So yeah. Just to be consistent, really. Just to try and get some top 10s, probably top 5s in the British Championship. Really, I know it's a very stacked class this year. So yeah, definitely if I can break into the top 5, I'd be pretty happy with that.
My goals for this year are to win the British Championship and the MX Nationals. Yeah, that's why I go to race. That's what I want to do. I believe I can do it. Yeah, and just enjoy myself as always. I always try to do that. If I do that, then I ride good and yeah, have some fun and yeah, get stuck into it. To be honest with you, I haven't really looked much at it because the calendar's been like that. I've just been like, you know, I haven't really, but I'm guessing obviously that all the usual suspects are there, more or less, and you know, I like Cullum. I think that's our first one. I don't really know. Then obviously Blacksall Ling, Hawkstone are in there. I'm not really sure about the rest, but to me it makes no odds. You know, I enjoy all the tracks that we end up going to. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it's having the right mentality on the day. You get your head around it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
At this point in my career, I don't want to race GPs anymore. You know, I'm solely focused on British Championships. I feel this is the best team for me, the best fit for me to race British Championships, and they give me everything I need to deliver that. So I couldn't ask for anything more from the team, really. I love the Honda and small group of people with Ryan, Willie and Dave. Jake has his mechanic at the races as well, and now Jay's had someone that comes in at weekends, but it's a very small, close-knit team, and but you don't need anything more in British Championship. it works absolutely perfect. You know, the British Championship run on these dates, the MX Nationals Championship run on those dates, so it's important to try and win them both, and that will be my goal. Obviously, to be fair, my bonuses are more for the British Championship, you know, than they are for MX Nationals, but once you're in a race, it's equally as important. You know, the British Championship holds that status of being British champion, so if I'd want to win the two, it'd be the British Championship, but you go into the weekends wanting to win either way, you know.
It looks like British Championship should start in May. I think, you know, we're going to get a solid season in. We'll get full 8 rounds in the British and a full 6 rounds in MX Nationals. And of course we've got the beach race at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm very optimistic for both guys going forward. We've got young Jay. We took Jay on in MX2. He's had some great results in the British Championship over the last few years, and he's had some difficult times as well. So we felt that in MX2 we wanted to go in the direction of a young rider, try and improve him, try and bring something else to him. Yeah, we've got a great structure in the team, got good engines, good suspension, good mechanics. We feel that we can do a good job with Jay, and as you've probably seen today, you know, he's trying really hard.
It's really taken a big turn on my confidence. I've been quite down with motocross here. I didn't know if I even wanted to do it. And then I got the opportunity to come on with Dave, and it's like straight back up, training hard again. I'm doing everything I need to be. And then especially with Jake and Tommy, someone like people I've looked up to since I was a kid, getting the chance to ride with them week in, week out, it's really good.